see the people who need amputees' arms growing back. You don't see Down syndrome. You don't see, hardly ever will he allow someone like that that's visibly, clearly diseased, because he knows what he's doing at this point. And interesting, that guy Ole Anthony, who was being kind there, as you said before, saying that he thinks Benny is sincere or whatever. Go on his website, Ole Anthony, check it out. He calls Benny Hinn a fraud, a heretic, a liar. At this point in time, after all this has gone down, that was back in '93 when Hinn was only earning, I don't know, $20 million a year. Then it went up in the part of this film. In '94, it was up to $33 million a year. '95, $50 million a year, and today it's probably around $200 million.
Mike, if I was an instrument of the Lord, now this is just me, and He gave me the gift of healing, I'm thinking about all the children in the cancer wards at St. Jude's Hospital or OHSU, and why would I not walk through a ward like that and just...
Do you know Benny Hinn said he did that in Jerusalem in a hospital, and they went and checked it out, or at a hospital, and the people there said, never happened. He went and said, everybody's being healed right and left, rejoice. He just lies. He flat out makes up these incredible stories. He made up a story. He saw a man turn into a snake in front of him. That someone was resurrected from the dead in Africa on the stage behind him. He talked about that in this other sections of this film. He just makes these things up. It's terrible. Tan, how are you doing tonight? Hello?
They just hung up.
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Tan.
Hey, quick question for you. Do you guys ever do anything locally to help out with, we see a lot of demonstrations, and quite often we'll see demonstrations like at the Pride Parade. I mean, this year was really bad. They even had anti-abortion religious people out there because I guess so many gay people are accidentally getting pregnant. That happens. But anyway, do you guys ever do anything to kind of counter a lot of when, I guess, religious people believe that their rights extend past the nose of their neighbors?
Make that a little more clear to
Well,
us.
I mean, do you guys ever go out and maybe either counter-inform if you find out that, like, say a church is going or protesting, or do you try to raise awareness if like Westboro Baptist is coming to town, or if there's any kind of plans, because, we do have a very active community here that goes out and speaks their mind, but quite often it is the religious community that's out there saying things that either just aren't true or demonize people. Mm-hmm. And do you ever do anything to try to raise awareness in a counter form?
Well, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to raise awareness about a false Christian, Benny Hinn, by showing this. And that's what we've done for 4 years, going on 4 years in October. Here we've done over 120 programs, and we try and enlighten people through this program about spiritual, philosophical, truth-related things. Would you like us to go out in some sort of demonstration, or what would you like? By the way, are you a Christian?
Oh, heck no. God.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
Okay,
Why not?
That used to be my attitude many years ago, too. I thought it was all false. But did you catch earlier in the program where I was talking about how there's no one who can tell the future 100% accurately? But the Bible talks about cities and nations and events such as Israel being regathered after being scattered for a long time, and Persia, Iran being their enemy, and them being tied up with the country north of the Black Sea, furthest north of the Black Sea, which is Russia and those countries up there, and they would be allied together, and of course Russia is supplying Persia with weapons today. It goes on and on like that, and that's what convinced me and convinced many other archaeologists that the Bible is true. Many scientists have come to believe the same thing, and I'd urge you to take a look at that. And what's your first name again?
My name's Tan, and let me know when you're ready, because I would like to rebut that.
Sure, go ahead right now.
Longest question I've ever heard.
Go ahead right now.
I haven't come across anybody that can prove to me that there's no such things as invisible pink unicorns either. So the idea of trying to disprove that something's there or not there or whatever, it doesn't wash.
No, wait. We're not trying to disprove that something's not there. We're saying that can't be done. You're right. We're saying God says he's going to prove his existence by telling the future 100% accurately. That's the opposite. We can prove God's existence by the supernatural. We can prove that this book, the Bible, is supernatural because no one can tell the future 100% accurately. I mean, Isaac Newton, Michael Faraday, a lot of those guys, even other people today who are scientists, as well as people of all walks of life. But that's not what keeps people from knowing that the Bible is true. It's not the evidence. I didn't want to look at the evidence years ago because I wanted to continue in sin and do what I wanted to do. And I didn't want people to think I was weird. So I wasn't about to try and look into Jesus. I wanted to sin. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And that's what Jesus says keeps people away from the truth rather than the evidence. But if you check the evidence, Tan, you will see that there's no way you can tell the future 100% accurately, and it has been done in the Bible with cities and events, to Jerusalem, to Ashkelon, to Tyre, to Babylon, to Egypt, to many nations' events. In fact, the fact that these false guys are doing what they're doing today, the Apostle Paul said that in the last days, this is in 2 Timothy, I just want to read this very briefly. He says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection," homosexuality, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but not denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Now, he goes on and says in the 13th verse, "But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived." And so we see false Christians like Benny Hinn doing what they're doing. And we're trying to say that there are true Christians who see through all this, who, Benny Hinn himself says the true church, true Christians will see through it. Well, we see through Benny. He was trying to make it switch to the opposite. Tam, what would you like to say before we got to go off the air?
Oh, I'm sorry. I've just been trying to ask a question a really long time here.
You asked and I answered a couple of questions. Go ahead.
Well, no, you didn't. Actually, you just caused more questions. And I think that's the problem, is that, quite often if you get somebody that does not believe in front of you, I should say, it's usually because all of their questions haven't been answered. And instead of letting them ask their questions, what you like to do is preach.
Well, hold on. The reason I'm stopping you now, we've got less than a minute of airtime or so. I was just giving that. What is it, about a minute, Bill? What do you got? 30 seconds, okay? You have email? Email us.
You won't let me talk.
All right, well, because the program is going to end in 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Tan? So email us, because, we're off, I think. Are we off? I don't see the credits. That's odd. Maybe we're still on.
When are we going to be live again, Mike?
Are you there still, Tan, or did you go away, or? Hello? I don't even know if we're live, but if you're still there, we're going to be here in 2 weeks, the first Saturday in August, and then the last Saturday in August.
And then, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Yeah, 5 weeks in a row. The first 4 weeks of September and the last Saturday in August. And Tan, email us. But we couldn't talk because the program was going off the air.